Black Panthers have informants among them, especially the former Black Panthers, on record. Part of the counter-terror operations, which on record, those of you who know, who are victims of government harassment, know that this program is actually used to harass people and to provoke attacks and to provoke people to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do. So let's play the clip.
It is an extraordinary peek behind the headlines, how FBI informants infiltrate America's Muslim community and build cases against would-be or actual terrorists.
They called me to do an assignment in Pittsburgh. Whatever the case may be, if they want me to do surveillance, I'm going to do it, you know. I need the money.
Co-director Larry Cabral met the subject of the film in 2002, and he later told her he was an FBI informant. He was her neighbor.
The first film to document on camera an active FBI counterterrorism sting operation.
We never know the real name of the film's subject, only his undercover name, Saeed Sharif Torres.
The film embraces ambiguity. There is absolutely no way to exit the gray when looking at these cases. The targets are complicated, the informants are complicated, the FBI is complicated.
The film tells the story of the informant, a former Black Panther imprisoned in the late 80s for robbery, first becoming an FBI informant from prison. His claim of being on the security detail for Brooklyn-based Sheikh Omar Abdul Rahman, convicted of conspiracy in the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center, first started his career as an informant. When he got out after the September 11th attack on the World Trade Center, he went full on for the FBI.
Every 5 seconds, man, somebody's plotting about doing something to this America.
What are you basing that on?
Me going out there, put my life on the line. That's what I base that on.
Today, we have unsealed charges against 2 Yemeni citizens, Muhammad Ali Hassan al-Moyad and Moshen Yaha Yahed.
His involvement in the 2003 bust of Yemeni Sheikh Muhammad Ali Hassan al-Moyad is documented in the film. Saeed posing as a wealthy former Black Panther who wanted to fund al-Qaeda operations.
His current status would be deactivated. He is, like I said, in contact with the Bureau, but he is not tasked with any active intelligence gathering assignments.
The heart of the film is a real time.
Important to notice that the female in the video has a septum nose ring or double nose ring. Oh gosh, man, hold on a second. Hello? Who's this? Who's this? The hell you talking about? I decided to give. I didn't give up shit on mine. What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't give up your number on mine. What the hell are you talking about? Where did I give it up? It's fucking bullshit. Okay, now make the video proving it is you. Okay? And don't call me back until you do. Alright? Yes, make the video saying I am real. And that's it, okay? Don't call me until then, alright? Okay? No, I didn't give up your number the first time, and I'm not going to give it up again. Alright, bye. So they called me in the, a gang stalker just happened to call in the middle of me proving yet another thing. And they cyber attacked my other videos. Important to know.
Counter-terror investigation that we cannot reveal. The filmmakers claim up to 15,000 informants have been used by the FBI in the post-9/11 world. Most of those informants focused on mosques and Muslims.
What did you find as you got into the American Muslim community?
Well, you know, FBI's counterterrorism operations have really disrupted the fabric of the American Muslim community post 9/11. The community feels uncomfortable even having discussions in public and private space about the impacts of terrorism on their community.
The FBI won't comment about the informant program or the individual portrayed in this film. The filmmakers say the FBI also never answered any of their questions about its operations, tactics, or informants. Miguel Marquez, CNN.
So basically, you know, the lady, she had the devil nose ring. She has a black scarf, a black headband, wearing black, so on and so forth. There are people who pose as, you know, people, you know, trying to help the black community, who help the secret societies behind the government on record. You know, or you can see the special interest behind the government if you're a dumb bitch who doesn't understand things. Okay, so there are secret societies, as I've proven beyond any doubt. Okay, let me read this again for you people in case you missed my last videos. 108 at the bottom. In order to counter this wickedness, members of the old-time religious societies often turned to an arsenal of redemptive violence to include knocking and kicking, poisoning, and root doctrine. There are secret societies that historically drug people. They historically poison people. Root doctoring is the same as, you know, giving people LSD and MK Ultra. These ideas come from secret societies, and it goes way back to Africa and ancient African herbs men and medicine men and root doctors. Okay, then as it traveled through, you know, the Middle East and went to Asia and, you know, Europe and you know, so on and so forth. You know, this stuff pretty much goes back, you know, probably as much as 70, 80,000 years ago, you know, before some of these groups that migrated out ever landed in their continents that they're known for. You know, they ever went to Europe, for example, before they ever went to the Americas and so on. But anyway, keep in mind there was several waves of migrations. So when you think about this, you know, what does it say that this guy is posing as a wealthy black? I mean, everything that I've been saying for quite some time is being flat out repeated in the news. After I say it, in 2009, I said that the real descendants of the ancient Egyptians were, you know, logically South African, because I always talk about how the Nubians started, you know, South and Sudan and all the way down to South Africa, Central Africa, and West Africa. I said because they were invaded from the north and from the east, so they migrated from the west into the south. Okay, then 2012, the DNA of the Amarna pharaohs comes out that the top three are basically African, South African, African Great Lakes, and West African. The top three DNA matches for the Amarna pharaohs. And so, you know, I talk about secret societies are drugging me and gang stalking me and psychiatry is a fraud, and it comes out, you know, well, you know, it's basically, it's been out there for those of you who do the research, you know, but countless sources have proven everything that I've ever said, every key point. That's why there's so many thousands of dollars for my key points, because I'm absolutely correct. You know, feminists, I talk about how feminists break down the family. And then the Labour Party MP, feminist lady, you know, from the UK, I believe it was, comes out flat out and says, yes, feminists are responsible for breaking down the family. We used to say that a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle, and so on and so forth. Like, everything I've been saying has been proven 100% correct. You know, it's not a matter of if I'm right. It's a matter of if society's going to wake up to the fact that I'm right. That there are complete demons who have no honor. Okay? I mean, look at gang members, for instance. They're typically dumb and, you know, they do evil things and they kind of think it's funny. They kind of brag, you know, oh, I just ripped off this person. I knocked this person out at the light. Or, you know, whatever the case may be. Or, you know, this bitch, you know, I got this bitch drunk and I raped her. Whatever the fuck they say, okay? You know, typically that's what they do. It's the same thing with college fraternities, secret societies. These are unscrupulous scum. You know, for people not to understand that, you know, I mean, there should be really two arguments coming from two types of people. One is from the people who are in secret societies and the people they've paid off who are evil people. They're the only ones who should be saying that secret societies might not be that bad or aren't that bad. Everyone else should be saying they're a bunch of fucking scum. Okay? There shouldn't be any other way. Anyone who's not paid by the secret societies or not a part of it and says that they might not be so bad is very, very stupid. They couldn't possibly have an IQ. And believe me, I don't even take IQ tests that seriously, but if we're going to look at it that way, let's just look at it that way for the sake of argument. They couldn't possibly have an IQ of over, say, 60. Okay? Because it's fucking obvious You know, this stuff has been in the news for quite some time. Anyone who hasn't checked out the idea that there's secret societies behind the government, or they let some random video that, you know, was made by a disinformation agent, you know, confuse them about the fact that there are secret societies. You know, as soon as someone put the idea in your head that there's secret societies manipulating things behind the scene, there shouldn't have been a single person who didn't realize that that's absolutely correct. Okay? I'm not saying every video that you see is correct, but, you know, let me just end this here because I don't want to make this video too long. Bottom line, you can't trust anyone. There's many a bootlicking black person, and they make the same arguments as white people. You know them by the arguments they make, okay? You know them by their works. If they're trying to do something that directs you toward a major secret society movement, they're a sellout. If they come off as a sellout, they're probably a sellout. If they do something that has to do with materialism, well, I got this money, look at my car, look at my clothes, and subtly try to do that or openly try to do that. If they try to say anything that's going to make you fall in line to a Babylonian school of thought, you know, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Communist, Feminist, homosexual, anything along these lines, any spiritual bottom feeder friendly fucking actions, you know that they are a traitor to God and to humanity, and if you respect them, you're a fucking dumbass. You are despicable. I have nothing but disdain for you. Okay? I'm the top martial artist in California. Excuse me, in California. Well, obviously in California, but in America. And they are lowly dogs. I am fighting for honor, but not in the sense that the African American slaves were, for instance. You know, because they were manipulated by cults and secret societies. I'm fighting for honor as an honorable man who's not tricked by secret societies, witchcraft, paganism, what have you. I'm a man of God, and I'm fighting for honor, virtue. I'm spiritually noble, and they are lowly dogs. Anybody who helps serial killers in secret societies, Satanists, mass murderers, psychiatrists, which is the worst so far, things I just listed. You know, anyone who helps any of these lowly fucking scum is complete trash. You know, they have to do a whole lot to redeem themselves. They can't just wake up one day and say, you know what, God, you know, I'm contrite, you know, I repent. You know, your works, faith without works is empty. If you repent, then you're going to have to go that extra mile. You're going to have to go much farther than I have to go to repent, for instance. You're going to have to go much farther than the average Joe does to repent for their sins because you've done so much evil. If you truly repent, then start the work of redemption. Redemption isn't just a sentence you say. It is a path.